Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. I'm so grateful. So many views on the latest video. I am amazed. This is brand new for me. I'm not into this for a long time, and I'm so grateful that you guys are watching and paying attention. And last video I started as something short. I meant to say just a couple of things, and it flew out of me. It just started flowing. So I just I don't know, it ended up at 38 minutes, but I think it's worth listening to it. So anyways, today here's what I'm gonna say. This is gonna be a video that I was here's seriously a thought. I was gonna share something with my best friend. She's not just my best friend. She is my soulmate. And there's a difference between, you all know there's a difference between just friends and soulmates. She's my soulmates from the day one, and we just recognized each other's souls, and it was just instant understanding, deep sharing, long sharing and stuff. So she's always up to date what's going on between me and my twin flame. She has a twin flame too. Wow, her story is very, very interesting. Hopefully she was skeptical for a long time, but she's finally realizing she has to continue on her journey and fight, and she is a wonderful girl. And this one is for her because I wanted to share with her. No, it's not for her, it's for all of us. It's for you guys, for me, for everybody. But I'm just saying that I wanted to share something with her in person, and I decided instead I will make a video so everyone can benefit from it. We're all soulmates, we're all friends, and this one is going to be about soulmates and twin flames and a new discovery that I just realized and found out. And you will agree with me, guys. Please comment, subscribe, like, and yes, if you don't like, just criticize me. That will make me improve better in the future. But here's what's going on, okay? 1 year ago, I met another soulmate. Actually, to be correct, a pair of soulmates, because there was two people that I met, a mother and a son, and they're very, very important to my twin flame connection, and I will let you know why. You will find out soon. Anyways, I was leaving gym. Actually, I was going back to my car to find my money. I forgot my money, and they were taking photos of my car. My car has quotes from the Bible which are related to unconditional love, and what actually definition of love is, what love is supposed to, how love is supposed to be definition as. There's no mystery to the attributes of love, and we are all seeking, like, what is love? How do we apply love in our life? It's very simple. You can check it out in Bible, in Corinthians. But as a Muslim, I believe in some parts of the Bible because it has been lost in translation a little bit, in opposition to the Quran, which has not been changed since its revelation. It's divinely protected because God protected the Quran, because people corrupted the previous scriptures. And so that's the biggest miracle of the Quran. It's protected. It's sealed. It cannot be changed by man's translations and stuff. It's in the original Arabic form. Anyways, I do believe, as a Muslim, I still believe in the Bible. So I quoted that on my car, and they were just mesmerized with, and they were taking shots. And I came back and I said, do you like my car? Because I wanted to know them. I had a strong feeling that I liked them. So we instantly connected. It was instant as a love on first sight. It always happens like that with soulmates. We instantly started talking like old friends, right? And the woman, she's very, very cute. She's a very wonderful person. And yes, we connected instantly. But even more than her, I looked at her son, and it was just instant soulmateship on the next level. It was amazing. And I normally I do not shake hands with men. It's my choice. It is not something that is a rule in Islam, but it's option that is recommended. It has its positive sides, because before I was practicing Islam, I had really negative experiences sometimes with some men. If I would handshake them, they would instantly show you their affection. And what if you didn't like them? What if they were kind of a little bit, you know what I mean, kind of creepy sometimes? They would hold your hand too long, or they wouldn't let go. It could be very uncomfortable and very, very awkward sometimes. Now, I'm not saying that's always the case. There's a lot of friendly people out there, wonderful people, brother-like, you know, guys, and really well-intended people. But that was my choice after I learned some things through this religion that, you know, protects you from awkward situations. And maybe sometimes there will be a woman there who is related to that guy, like in a relationship with him, and then she will be jealous if she notices that he's holding your hand too long or something. So anyways, I do not prefer to shake hands. Sometimes I do in some instances, but usually if I'm going to offend someone and they will not understand that I don't do it, or they're going to think it's because of germs or something, it's not because of germs. So sometimes I will wait down and say, okay, maybe this person is better if I do shake hands and don't explain anything, because they will not understand. They're not that much open-minded about my choices. So in this case, I would definitely choose not to shake his hand, because he's very handsome and young, and in that case usually I don't. And usually if it's older person, older than me, out of respect, I will choose not to say anything and just, you know, shake their hand. So I normally wouldn't, but the moment we looked at each other's eyes, and I'm not saying it's love. Yes, it is love, because soulmates are always in love with each other. We love, whether it's our females, so if we are females both, or we just adore each other. We are more than friends. We just understand each other. We know each other I believe that we know each other. It may not be, some people will say from previous lives, very possible from previous karmic relationships, but it's, for me, I see it as a soul recognition. Souls existed in different forms, or souls existed in the heaven before they came down in the form in the body and through the birth. So we know each other from there. I also believe, this is going to sound strange, but I also believe, and this is my personal conclusion reading Bible, Quran, Old Scriptures, Old Testament, that actually we may recognize our future. Did you ever think about that? What if we recognize each other because we will be together in afterlife? We already we're running into each other. So it's like, because it's a no timeline in the, you know, for God, for the source, there's no time. Time is an illusion. So maybe we are recognizing like a deja vu. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, it's incredible. We look at each other, it's like we know each other. We've met before. We've seen each other before. And that's not possible, because I've never, in this lifetime since I was born, I've never ran into this person before. So from that feeling, I just extended my hand. He did too, and we just shook hands. And I kind of felt more comfortable because he had some exercise gloves on, so it wasn't direct, you know, skin on skin touch. So I was kind of a little bit more comfortable that way. But it was not, our eyes did handshake, you know, our eyes met, and I instantly recognized this person. And she's very warm person too, and she opened up immediately. We started talking, but it was him that I knew from before, and I knew he was going to play something. He's coming into my life. He's coming to stay. He's not someone I just met on the street and they will just walk away and that's it. So we exchanged Facebook. Actually, not him, just his mother. We exchanged, and that was really interesting that they went to gym together. They're best friends. She's only 17 years older than him. He was her prom date baby. She married her father, had another kid with him, divorced him, had another husband, divorced him. Now they are in, they live together now because he is returned. He has returned from military and he is very much hurt. I will get to that later. So he lives with his mother right now, and they're best friends, and they look very much about maybe just a little bit age difference. She looks very young. And so anyway, we exchanged Facebook information, and we became instant friends on Facebook, me and her. And then we kind of just like, you know how Facebook works, but we haven't seen each other in a year. It was just like one time run into each other, and then Facebook, and then she liked my stuff and I liked her stuff, and you know how that goes. And she started reading stuff that I post on my Facebook, and sometimes I don't do Quran too much on my Facebook, but I do sometimes quote. I don't even like to quote other people on the Facebook. Everyone else does that, so why should I use my own words to express. But anyways, she read something. Sometimes I would comment on her things, because I've noticed she's very strong Christian, and she is very much in love with the Christianity, and so she would make some quotes, and I would just add to that something that would resonate with that, just to kind of sort of like a positive comment on what she wrote on her post, and then but I would come with something from the Quran which would match what she just said, something from the Bible. Interested to read the Quran a little bit, to read the last revelation that is ever gonna come on, this is the last. There's not gonna be any more holy books, that's for sure. And so so she started, and also I think I may not be 100% sure about this, because I'm not some kind of psychic or something, but I don't believe in, I mean, I believe in telepathy and things, but not that nobody can see exactly what's going on over there, what other people are talking or stuff. I mean, I think she used to show, I mean, now I know she's very, very, very close to her son. They share everything. They're best friends. I've never seen that. That's very interesting. I've seen mothers and sons who get along and are close, but I've never seen anything like that. They are soulmates. They're best friends. She's his best girlfriend, best friend that he tells everything to her. So I know that now, but I didn't know that a year ago and during the past year. So I think that she did, although he was not my friend on Facebook, and I didn't request that. I didn't even notice if he had one. I think he's not very active on Facebook. But she uses it every day, and she puts posts, and he lives with her, and I've seen them now. They always share the phone, and she shows him what's on her phone, and, you know, like besties. And I've posted all of my photos, as, you know, as we all do, but I don't post my photos. My intention is for my twin flame, who is constantly on the, like, that's his connection, and that's where we find the way to communicate. That's where he finds out what I'm going through in a form when we see each other, and after that, like sort of my comment on a date that we've seen. You know, it's not, we don't do direct communication through texting or something like that. So this is our way of communicating. And so occasionally I have my photo, not every day, but occasionally. And she always commented on, she said, beautiful, like, you know, one of my biggest fans. And so I think he might have caught his eye on my photos. And we did meet, and we did have instant connection. So I think he asked her to get us to get to know each other a little bit better. He knows I'm Muslim. He knows I wear hijab. They're Christians, and obviously very respectful towards me. They respect me. They know that most likely my choice is not to date at this point. And I explained in my previous videos, I also do not date, not just for moral reasons that I am religious, but also because of my own logical reasons. I've dated before Islam and it didn't help me. You don't know the person through dating. Dating is usually faking, let's be honest. We get dressed up, we look perfect, and then we talk our best versions of ourselves. That's not really us, and especially not the other person's real self. So anyways, I think he kind of got her, and she likes me too. She really likes me a lot. So they asked me out on a coffee or on a dinner date, on a lunch or something, and I did accept. I was happy to see them again, but then she postponed a couple of times. Turns out she has epilepsy, and I'll tell you, there is a happy news. We got her healed through light work, through the listening of the Quran, and she is seizure free now for a long time now. Ever since actually I let her listen to the vibration of the Quranic recitation, and she is feeling great now, which is great news. But at that time, she would postpone, and she would say, I had a seizure, I cannot come today as we scheduled. So of course I understood. And as the time progressed, we wanted to get to this coffee thing or date, just to get out together. She wanted to, see me again and him. I kind of, this Ramadan, when the Ramadan came, I just kind of had a feeling, let me invite them to the mosque. I know they're Christians, but it's just kind of like a touring the mosque and show them how we pray, and so we can share, and it's kind of an interfaith thing, so why not just... In the blessed month of Ramadan, the entire Quran is being recited. People gather in the mosque at night, and the leader, the Imam, recites out loud. So I know the healing properties of those recitations, and I know that most of Muslims are free of epilepsy. It's very rare occurrence with the people who listen to the Quran. Okay, very often. It's really rare. So I knew the healing properties. I wanted her to get there while she's, visiting, to hear it, and I knew it was going to help. So it turns out they showed up, and there was a feast. We had food and breaking the fast, and they fell in love with the whole community, with the prayers. They really loved it genuinely. They were so excited. They were so happy. I brought people to the mosque before. I've never seen anything like that. They were so happy, and they're again, I repeat, they're very strong Christians. They're not just like, okay, so let's do this now. No, they really are serious Christians. But I was really surprised. Now, and especially him, he was extremely happy. His face, when I was worried because, I didn't know how he's going to like that. And I'm always kind of like that. I'm worried what, am I making people comfortable, what they're going to think? Because I know when I first time went to the mosque, I didn't know anybody. I felt so awkward. I thought everybody was staring at me. They weren't. They were too busy praying and, talking to each other. People are normal, socializing, waiting for the prayers. Then everyone's quiet. Everybody's very focused on worship, on prayer units. But see, and so I was worried if he's going to be okay, if he's going to find friends and with the boys praying, and he came out so happy, so happy. I've seen very rarely such happy faces in my life. He came out that night when we visited with a huge smile, and I was like, wow, looks like he likes it here. So anyways, they started visiting again during Ramadan. They insisted to come back. They loved the prayers, and especially her. she had feeling that it was helping her, that the seizures were not showing up again, and they didn't. And even now, after Ramadan, she's as I said, she's seizure free. So I'm so grateful to the God, to Allah, to Source, that she's feeling better, because any healing that we can do with others, it's amazing. It's very beautiful. Anyways, we became closer and closer and closer and closer by the second, and I'm talking about emotional closeness and spiritual closeness and just soul connection, very, very close. But one night she had just bad back, or maybe again she wanted him to go by himself, to let him go by himself. Sometimes, you know, if mother is there, it's kind of clingy. But of course, not to be alone with me, but to come to the mosque, as I invited them. And they said they wanted to come again. So I said, okay, we'll have another breaking of the fast tomorrow now. So you guys are welcome to come and join us. So he showed up. And this is going to sound really strange to some Muslims who are listening to this, because I'm just being honest here. I'm very chaste person. I'm very pious, and I'm very serious about my own keeping myself away from things that are prohibited as outside of marriage, you know, relationships. I really do not date. I do not date for years. I'm single, and I basically I'm enjoying being single in a lot of aspects. So anyways, he shows up, and I introduced him to people, and it was very good and friendly and spiritual night, and we ate together, and we talked, and we sat down, and I was explaining a lot of things about Islam, because he had a lot of questions, and so everything was going great. Okay. Then he decides to come again. Couple of nights later, again, and again his mother, she was working that day, she was tired, no seizures, thank God, but just, you know, she said, I will come next time. Okay, so since he had so much fun, and we exchanged a lot of information and stuff with him, oh boy, how he prayed. I mean, I have never seen a person first time coming into mosque and praying so, I'm picking up on prayer so quickly, like on the movements, because it took me, when I was learning how to pray in Islam, it took me a month to realize, you know, the positions and what to do. It's not that complicated, but when you don't know something, you've never done it before, it's kind of, you know, it can be confusing, and like how many units and stuff. He was picking up so quickly, like he was a natural. So he did it with a zeal, and after that he made friends with everyone. He's a very friendly person, and I was like, oh my God, he's a perfect friend. I think this is, and I know the whole time he's my soulmate. I know, and there's a huge difference between soulmate and a twin flame, but I constantly think my twin flame is never out of my mind, out of my heart, out of my soul. And at the same time, during this Ramadan, I had a strong connection with my twin flame on the heart chakra, extremely strong. My third eye chakra has evolved so much. I can feel so much. I have been empath all my life. I'm an indigo child, which are people who can feel other people's feelings, bad or good. Hopefully good, because when we feel bad, what others feel, it can be very terrifying. Anyways, but with third eye chakra opening, it's just like a higher understanding of, oh wow, I mean, a lot of things, and it's all through this twin flame connection. It's getting stronger, and it's coming from the source, or as we say, Allah or God, whichever you prefer the term. It's up to you. God prefers to be called Allah. That's his personal name, but people call him Dio, or, you know, God, or Gott in German, or, you know, he has different names in different languages. But anyway, I am getting stronger. I'm going through ascension symptoms, which are sometimes not fun, but it's part of the process. And I was feeling my twin flame up until Ramadan. I was feeling him through sacral chakra. I'm not going to lie about this. This is true, because it's very strong energy between us being exchanged now. But anyways, that second time he came without his mother, and we were actually having dinner in the separate part of the mosque where people sit and talk and have dinner and then later go to join the prayers. And there was a moment, actually, my family came, and my brother, who is also, he's non-Muslim, he's Christian, and he lives with his wife, who is also Christian, and not the same Christians as my soulmate is, but they're Catholics. But anyway, so they came and this was first time they came too. It was something, I don't know, they heard someone else was coming, so they felt more comfortable. They said, okay, we'll come to that dinner too. So they were sitting and they were talking. I wasn't sitting next to them or next to him. I was kind of walking around and helping some girls who were volunteering with food and serving and stuff. But I was just overhearing what they were talking. He was sharing with them how he was in the Marines and how he got sick and what bad things he experienced. And I kind of realized that he met Muslim people through his journey through the Middle East, and he didn't get close to them, but he wanted to. He realized they're good people. There's a lot of children he met, saw people on the streets, he saw people praying, and he kind of never had a chance to meet us, to see our human sensitivity, our friendships, our food sharing, our love for God, and how we seriously want to be good people and want to praise God, and how actually gentle we are. And so he gets this chance and he loves it, and he's talking to everyone and he's sharing. And at one moment I walked up to the table. I was just giving them some food and stuff, and I don't know what happened. It was just instant. He said something, I said something, we kind of made joke, because we kind of connect on mental, on intellectual level quickly too. He's a very funny guy, and just a really perfect friend. And it was just, exchange of the jokes. Everybody was in good mood. And then suddenly he just looked at me just too long, for a moment too long. And this is not like some kind of regular romantic relationship that I remember from before dating. Before I stopped dating or stuff. It was very genuine. It was really, really real. It was really deep, and not some lustful, suggestion or something. It was desire. Yes, I felt it as a desire, but desire of complete feeling of merging with another person, with their soul, with their heart, with their body, and with their spiritual value. And I'm not joking. And whoever is listening to this, who is thinking, wow, how can you say that? You are, serious Muslim. And I can, because it's truth. And I have been out of any relationship for a very long time. I'm not lonely. I actually have ascended that process a long time ago. This is different. I'm just sharing because I have ascended, and I am in touch with my own emotions and feelings very clearly now. And not just with my own, but I can feel telepathically that soulmate, what he is going through, and my twin flame through the heart connection. And I am just saying what it is, what it felt like, because here's what happened. If I could describe this in like it was cartoon, I'd say he was hit by that, arrow by the little guy who, that he fell in love in that moment, and I could feel it. But it's not that simple. What I felt at that moment, he looked at me, and he didn't do it on purpose. That's what I'm saying. Everybody stared at him because he almost had a choking moment with everything. He just stopped. He was talking at that moment. He stopped talking. He just stared at me so long that I felt that he forgot that everyone else was in the room. He recognized something. Now, he cannot be my twin flame. I know that for sure. he doesn't think I am his twin flame. He doesn't actually know what's going on with him. And let me get to that. I will tell you guys who he is. He is a twin flame, but not mine. So be careful. Listen to this. So it hit me, and it hit me in the solar plexus chakra. So you guys who know about chakras, if you don't, Google it, find out, and find some good articles about chakras. Be careful, because sometimes you will just be basic. Get some good articles, get some good YouTube videos about chakras. So solar plexus chakra opened up. In that second, it hit me. It hit me from his whole being, from all of his energy, from all of his chakras into my solar plexus chakra, which is very essential. It's a medium, like it's a middle chakra. But why, most importantly, why that became important for me a couple of days later when I realized this, is that with my twin flame, all of my chakras started opening, and he's connected through heart chakra and sacral chakra. During the Ramadan, he stopped being connected through sacral chakra. That's very interesting too, because in Ramadan, married people do not have relationship during the day when they're fasting. And I know my twin flame was fasting because he's Muslim, and he didn't come in an astral form during the day. And I could not feel that energy through sacral chakra that I normally feel. And that actually was another confirmation for me that I was not making that up. I know I'm not making that up, but it's another confirmation, because it was stopped. It stopped during the Ramadan when I was fasting during the day. I was like hoping it would stop, and it did. And I didn't stop. I didn't block anything. He wasn't coming in that energy field. He was staying away from me. He was fasting too, I'm sure, because I know his background. I know what his family is very religious, and he's a very modern guy. But when it comes to spirituality, he's not going to miss fasting during Ramadan. So sacral chakra was on a break during Ramadan, but before that and after Ramadan is back on full force. Heart chakra is open. My third eye chakra is connected to the source with angelic realities, with God, with Allah. And now what was missing, really what I couldn't feel, and it was just kind of like not active, was my solar plexus chakra. So what is happening here? Someone else, not my twin flame, is opening my solar plexus chakra. What's happening next day and the day after that? I'm just going to skip here and leave my soulmate at that table where he was sitting and hit by a thunder that hit me into solar plexus. I'm going to leave him sitting there and tell you what happened in relationship to my twin flame next couple of days. All of my chakras were spinning, and I could feel him coming in. Like his energy, he was active. It activated him. Do you know? Like it's like, I don't know, like something electrical, like computers or something, that when you start, like when you turn on all of the knobs on something. I know that when I started spinning, when all of my chakras open and they like light it up, like lights on, and this soulmate, he activated the medium one. Then my twin flame felt that, and he started getting activated. He started waking up. It woke him up. It shook him up. Okay? That's what happened with the twin flame. At the same time, let's go back to the soulmate. I was very embarrassed because I thought, well, for him, because people saw that he just stopped talking and he just froze in there. And what I felt in my solar plexus chakra at first moment was like, oh no, not this. I don't want... What am I going to do with this guy? First of all, we're not same religion. That would cause problems. I do not want to get into a relationship either way, because I'm waiting for my reunion and I want to be fully integrated into that. But at the same time, just at the same night when I got home, I realized something is going on. I have to let this happen energetically. I have to let this person came into my life for a reason. Anyways, next couple of days was really hard energetically for me because I have to handle the soulmate, I have to handle the twin flame, but it's good. It's all good. It's just very lot of hard energetic work. So what I felt with the soulmate was extremely heightened telepathic communication. I'm not kidding. We texted a little bit, very shortly, not too much. I text with his mother, but because of this visiting and stuff, you know, give me the address, where do I come and stuff like that. So just we kept it clean, and you know, he's very polite, he's very respectful to me, he respects me greatly. Actually, he has not, you know, expressed his feelings or anything. I'm not sure he even knows he has them yet, but this was on an energetic level, and it was real. I felt it. It was real. I know he felt it too, but he just maybe more confused than I am. And so anyway, just next day or day after, I don't remember, I was going to swimming. I do swim. I'm Muslim. I swim in a full body suit. And I just, you know, we're just exchanging some texts, and I said, I'm happy I'm going swimming today, okay? That moment I felt telepathic connection with that he wanted so badly from that attraction that came with the whole desire to be with me, to spend time with me, to come close to me, that he wanted to go swimming with me. And I was like, I'm still sometimes skeptical, because I don't know. How can I know for sure? That I feel that it's coming telepathically from him, but I cannot 100% vouchsafe for that. So I was like, okay, I think I felt that he's thinking about, but he didn't text me anything back. He didn't say, can I come? Where do you go swim? And I know he's a very smart man and young man, and he knows that probably he wouldn't be invited. I would say, no, you cannot come. Or maybe I would say, yes, you can come. I mean, it's a public place. So, but he didn't. However, next day, a very interesting thing happened. I talked to his mother, and she says that he went to his girlfriend, which I didn't know he had one, just someone he was dating at present time, and he broke up with her next day. And I said, okay, is he okay? Is he fine? She says, well, he went swimming. He said he wants to go swimming. He feels that would relax him. And I just had to keep myself straight, just not, because I was like, oh wow. So this is serious. I did feel. So now with the confirmation that my telepathy of him thinking, oh, I want to go swim with you. I would love to spend time with you swimming. That would be great. Plus he's a Marine. I mean, he's ex-Marine. They love swimming. Let's be honest with that. So I just felt, okay, that's a confirmed, and that he had opened up, realized huge epiphany of feeling in 1 second at that table, at the dining table where I stood, he was sitting there. I realized that was real, because he goes next day, breaks up with someone who's long time in his life, according to his mother, for years. Someone who was his karmic partner, and they did have problems, but he was not breaking it off. He couldn't let go. Now he's letting it go. So he's doing his own work on himself, for himself, propelled by me probably, but I'm saying that it's just, I was right about that too. So what I do next is, since his mother is so close to him, and I know she's going to tell him what I said, I try to test the waters a little bit, and I say to her truth. Not completely go with the details, but I say to her, I felt that he was not, because she says he's not feeling well today, and so he went swimming. I said, I felt something was going on with him, and she knows I'm an empath and I can feel things, and I said, I felt something like disturbance in my solar plexus chakra, and of course, she knows about that too. She's a very spiritual person too, and very smart. And so after that, I noticed that he started texting me more, like closing off. I think he's like, he knows that I know that he knows. Do you understand? And he's scared. He's very scared. This is probably something new for him. He is he wants to research other religions, and he's looking into spirituality, but as experience, as an actual experience, he hasn't experienced this before. Must be very confused. I am too. I'm not confused anymore. I will tell you what I realized. But for these days, not confused. I'm just trying to find answers, and I know I need patience, and I'm not running away. I'm not running away. He's kind of a little bit kind of pulling back because the whole thing scares him. His mother says he's very depressed. He's like, he can't function as regularly and stuff. Plus, he's not feeling well and all that, which breaks my heart because it makes me very, sorry about everything that happened to him, which helped me on the other level, which is like, I survived war in another country, and it was because of religion. And I see that sometimes children are killed. It's not their fault for the misconceptions that are going on around the world. And actually, our children, our American children, our boys, our military, sometimes have to do things they wouldn't do, and they have traumatic experiences too. So it's like, for me, it was my way, meeting him and falling in this soulmateship with him is helping me realize humanity of all the sides, of all the soldiers, of all the armed men, and through forgiving him and what is he going through, and understanding his suffering now as well. I am forgiving everyone. It helped me. I've ascended even more. This is a great progress for me, meeting him. Meeting an ex-military and someone who would, let's not go into details here, but it's just, I'm saying that it just helped me realize all the sides. We need to fight for love, not for hate. We have to stop. Everything has to stop. We have to just spread love. It's very simple as that. There's no excuse for war for any side. There's no excuse for military academies. There's no excuse. Nobody should ever be trained for war. We should be all clueless about how to use a gun. We should just erase that from memories of those who know, and next generation should not know how to use a gun. That's what I'm saying. There's no excuse. There's no like, I gotta fix that country is not really perfect. No, there's no excuse. No war, ever, nowhere. Not on any continent or on any ground in any village. No war. His mother took me to church and we talked about refugees, and I said we shouldn't have any refugees by having none, because if we don't have wars, we will not have refugees. End of story. So what was I saying is I've this whole week, end of Ramadan, Eid, the end celebration, it was so filled with energies and emotions. I've dealt with a lot. I'm very proud of myself. I kept my cool together, and my twin flame showed up. We reunited. Don't get this wrong. We came together and we exchanged amazing energy, and he was drawn closer through this chakra, ascension that I felt. It was great. And what's going on, I really decided to focus on this soulmate to see what is going on here. And I didn't let go of helping him, what's going on, and by helping him, helping myself to realize what do we do next. And I don't close myself to any options because I don't know. I don't judge anyone. I will just see what's going on and where it takes us. And of course, I have my values and I keep them in check. But I'm just saying that I want to see what we do next. And then after end of Ramadan, we didn't hear from each other a couple of days. I actually withdrew a little bit too, just to let them, you know, think about everything and recap, and his mother as well. And I didn't want to, you know, be, you know, just calling too much or texting, because we got intensively connected. That was on everybody's part. Everybody enjoyed that, but just I wanted to cool off a couple of days, and I had my own arrangements and things to do. And suddenly she texts me. She says their car broke down, and that was amazing. It was work of angels. I'm sure it was work of higher intervention. And what happens is I live in the area that is on my way, so it's on my way to her work, and so I'm giving her a ride. I'm giving her a ride. So now I'm dropping her off every evening. It was meant to be. So I get to see him and get to see what's going on with him. And what's going on with him is, to be honest, to be short, what he thinks is going on. He's not saying that to me, but his mother is in. You know, she's worried about him. On top of everything that's going on with him being sick from after being discharged and everything. I mean, he looks great. He looks amazing. Everything's good in that department. But he is in deep depression, and he is falling. He thinks he's falling deeply in love with me, and he doesn't know he's struggling. He doesn't want to leave his religion yet, because he's not. I mean, it is very hard once you like something. Just like he likes me, and he likes everything he so far learned about Islam, it's very hard to let go of your old habits and your old beliefs and things that are part of your everyday life. And nobody says you have to. It has to be gradual. But people think, if I do this, I cannot do that anymore. I have to completely just forget. It doesn't work that way. It can be gradual, and it can be very like step up in your life. You are not stepping down, you're stepping up. But people struggle with that regardless. And now on top of that, he's struggling with what is going on with his emotions. What is he? He's very upset that what he's feeling for me, because he wants to be my friend at the same time, but now he can't, because being close to me is I think it's kind of like it's killing him. It's very strong energy, and he's drawn to me. And I must admit, I love him. I love him very much. This is how open I am to my feelings right now. I love him very much, but I want to reunite with my twin flame. There's no other option. And I'm open to be there for him. And I'm actually one who is insisting on staying friends and everything. He's the one who is very, very strongly acting right now. And I understand him. And so today, a couple of days ago, I was visiting them, I was talking to them, and he was eating on every of my words, and I could sense across the room, he just wants to be next to me. He wants to be with me. He doesn't know how, he doesn't know when or why, and he knows. I told him, actually, they've seen my twin flame, and that maybe disturbed him. No, not maybe, 100% that disturbed him the most. I mean, basically, I can understand how he feels. He breaks off his tie that he had for years, moment that he realized what's going on, that he has strong feelings, and then he learns that I have he breaks off his third dimensional, a 3D relationship. Why I cannot break off 5D. I have a 5D relationship, which is harder to break off because it's not on the physical level. So you cannot, we all twin flames know we cannot break it up. So he's struggling with that. I'm still a person of decency. I cannot go to him and sit down and say, hey, are we in love? What is this? This is not regular, like falling in love, like romantic kind of dating, or we don't want to do that. What are we going to do about this now? I mean, I cannot be that open, but I try to be there for him if he wants to say something, and I'm his friend. I wish the best for all of us. And so I went one night, one day actually, but we stayed talking very late, and he was sitting across the room, and I could feel just a huge amount of love accumulating and it's mutual, I feel, but it's just, I'm not confused about it. He's just very, very, this is new for him. And at the end of the evening, he came over the room and tried to hug me, asked me to hug me, and he knows that I don't even shake hands. It was one-time thing with him. After that, we never shook hands again. I just kind of explained to him, and I refused. I mean, I excused myself, and then he withdrew and he apologized. I think it was more than, I mean, it was something he wanted to do, regardless of, and he respects me, as I say, greatly, but that was a moment of weakness. He came over, like, he couldn't stand it. His mother was hugging me. I was leaving, and he came over, and I refused. And 2 days later, again, I drop her off. She invites me in for a second. I really was tired. I was driving all day. I said, okay, I'll stretch my legs for a second, talk to you, and we walk in, and he's really sick. He's in bed. He's depressed. He's not feeling well. And we talked, and she explained to me that he's feeling horrible. He's not going out for 2 days, and I felt, I mean, my heart would just break. Okay, and we talked, we sat down, we talked about other things, and he woke up. I mean, he was up. I mean, he was not sleeping, but he was just kind of like hiding away from the world, and so like a meltdown kind of thing. So he came off the room, and I know because he loves me, he feels great love for me. He doesn't want to interrupt my twin flame relationship. That's very nice of him, and I wouldn't interrupt it anyway, but he came into the room, and it was he was in a terrible state, and I feel bad, but I haven't done anything to do that. This is all meant to be, right? So I'm thinking to myself what to do, and I did break some of my own maybe religious rules, but God forgives. He knows when we do something for higher purpose and to reunite everyone, it's meant for our own good. He understands. He has power all over us, and I believe in his mercy. So I said, you know, I kind of owned him that hug. I kind of refused him, and I think it broke him into pieces. And I said, would the hug help? And I was the one offered it. And I know some people will say that's inappropriate. His mother was there, and I had to do it because when someone is sick, you have to help them. And I am a healer, and I'm a natural healer, and I actually prayed in their house just before that, and I actually said the Ayatul Kursi, which is part of the Quran. It's very healing, and I hugged him. It was everything. It was healing. It was a brother and sister hug, and it was man and woman hug at the same time. It was very, 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 very strong on many levels, and I feel that I do have attraction. I'm not going to lie. I have attraction for him. He has attraction for me. Please don't laugh, guys. Okay, do laugh. Okay, fine. But it's just that through that contact, and we let go, and his mother was there. It was very innocent, but at the same time, it wasn't innocent. I know he wants to be with me now, and I know for sure, and I want to be with him. But I will not, and he will not be with me. And here's why. I came home, and I realized through the touch, I asked him later, do you feel better? He says, I feel. The object of his affection has returned his affection, so that's a normal thing. The other thing is he was injured so badly that his pain, when he's depressed, his pain comes back. So I did that inner healing with the Quranic words while I was hugging him, while I was giving him a hug. I just recited that through my spirit, and I know it had effect on him. And I had a chance to touch him, to actually get close to him, still in a just innocent hug, for God's sakes. But I do have feeling that I picked up on something, and I came home, and I finally got to the point who he is. So hold on to your seats. On the night in the Ramadan, one night when they visited, his mother was there too. After that solar plexus moment we had night before, he came back. It was a holy night, 27th night of Ramadan, and everybody was praying. That night, I'm sure we healed his mother, because after that, no more seizures ever came back. And somebody showed up at the mosque, a girl that I haven't seen in a long time. I met her on the same, listen to this, I met her on the same night, 27th night of Ramadan, 2 years before that, which means 1 year before I met my soulmate and his mother. And year back before that, I met this girl on this 27th night of Ramadan. She was crying in the mosque, and we became friends, because what happened the night before the 27th night of the Ramadan, her father, they were secular family, they didn't pray, they didn't go to mosque, they were non-Muslim, and he was found dead, and his murder was never resolved. It's supposed to be unresolved, but there was some points that her mother is an energy vampire. Her mother is a really, really mean person, while she is unbelievably beautiful, wonderful person, smart girl, very pressured by her mother. So this night, let's rewind now 2 years, actually go 2 years here, and my soulmate, my new soulmate is there. This girl is here, and I introduced them, and I realized they look exactly, their facial features, everything. I could see the energy. She called me next day. Well, while we were standing there and she was leaving, he looked after her. He looked after her with some kind of amazement, not love, just something like he was puzzled by her. He gave a long look after her, and then came back talking to us. She called me next day, and she wanted to know who they are and everything. And I told her, you know, that maybe does she want to know them better and stuff. And she says, I don't know. She says, I'm not attracted to him, but I think I know him. I feel like I've met him before someplace. And we took some photos that night, and I was looking at their photos, and they have exactly same forehead and same eyebrows and same eyes expression, and I know they are twin flames. Now, why is he coming? Okay, he's my soulmate. Why is he feeling this for me? He's not. He feels her energy through me because I'm a close person to her, and it's flowing through because I'm kind of like a catalyst here for him. At the same time, it's helping me with my twin flame connection to become stronger and to pull my twin in. And it did. We had the encounter yesterday. He came first time after a long time. He approached me, my twin flame. Alhamdulillah. He approached me, and I'm still in shock. Actually, when he approached, I thought it was somebody else. I couldn't, because he doesn't do things like that. And so it took me a moment to answer him, to start talking. I just couldn't believe that he actually came, and not just came, he jumped, like in the beginning before the runner phase, he jumped right in front of me, and he showed up, and he was in a great mood, and his energy was amazing. And I just have to say this, we are all connected, we are all helping each other. You could run into someone who is trying through your energy to come to their own twin flame, so be careful, open your eyes, see who is attracted to who. Don't get mixed up. Don't get mixed up. You only have one twin flame. Everybody has only one half of themselves. There's no hundreds of halves, or there's just one half. Okay, that just got cut off right there, and which is very nice. You can hear how it sounds like when you are half and you do not feel complete all your life. Something is missing. Your twin flame is missing. That's what has been missing. For those of you who have recognized, who have been given your twin flames back and sent to your presence, because you have to be grateful to God in the first place that He created circumstances that you know, and that you met that person, no matter how tough it is now, what you struggle with, and you want to be in a in a reunion as soon as possible, but everything works in divine time. And what I'm saying is we have to be grateful to have them, even to know them, because we were always searching. There's so many people out there who are still searching for something in their life. Something is missing. They feel no matter what they do, fulfillment of any kind, something is missing. The point is, if you have been cut off from the beginning and you used to be one soul, the point is, of course you're missing something. You're not walking around with broken heart. That happens with karmic partners because we do not fulfill each other's roles in life. And even with soulmates, it gets so complicated, and it's still not. They just kind of are sidekicks. They kind of help. Their helps help our helps, but the completion of your soul and your twin flame soul is the reunion. So stay on the track. Don't do anything stupid. Always remember Romeo and Juliet. They were twin flames that didn't make it. That's what I see when I read the book, when I watch the movie. They didn't make it because the circumstances came up. Everybody knows what happened with Romeo and Juliet. If you don't, please remember, read the book. It's not that big. It's Shakespeare, but it's not that big. And there's now like easier versions to read if you don't like the Shakespearean English. What happened is they got mixed up situation over there. He thought she was dead, and she staged her own death to get out from her family to reunite with him. So she made agreement with the priest to give her sleeping potion so she would appear dead, so the family would get her to the church, and then he will come and they will do the sacred union. And what happened is he got the bad news. He didn't trust the divine that everything's going to be fine. So poor Romeo, he just kind of got the gossip, the bad news came to him that she was dead, and he despaired right there. He despaired. He just panicked, and he didn't wait a little bit. He didn't have that patience. Of course, we understand him. He thought that love of his life is dead, and he wants to die right away. So no matter, don't ever despair, and don't lose your hope. Don't lose it, okay? Just because what he did, what happened to Romeo, I'm just reminding those who don't know. There's younger people now. I don't know how much is still read. He came to the place, and before she actually woke up, she was basically under like narcosis. I mean, what we today get when we go before surgery or something, she appeared that to him. Low blood pressure and low heartbeat. He couldn't feel her heartbeat, so he thought she was dead. And so he took the potion himself, but he took the actual poison, and he's dying. She wakes up, and then she followed him into that. So that's the bad way to react. We cannot let anything stand in our way. We have to stay strong and believe that if Allah, the source of everything good, if He put you guys together in this universe at the same time, on the same planet, in the same timeline, and even if there's a age difference, fine. Even there's race difference, fine. It's hard because it's obstacle, but you gotta go over these obstacles. That's the point. You gotta fight for your love. You gotta go through the woods and cut the branches to get to your love. So stay on the course. Do whatever you can on your side to fix yourself, to get more clearance in your life, and your twin flame will follow you, and is not going anywhere. Even if they are in a running phase right now, it doesn't appear that they're coming. They have to, because it's divine. It's stronger than us. If we could run out of this, we would. But you know what? If we did, we would still be running into karmic relationships and these soulmate relationships, which are beautiful, but they're still not fulfillment to the full wholeness of the soul. So you have to just remember that there's a divine intervention, and we're all helping each other here. A lot of people are getting really good signals. I call them signals. You know, they call it spirits, reading, whatever. It's a great signal. It's a great intervention. It's coming through people that we can sense what's going on. We are helping each other. We must rely on the books of God, because they are not just for that, but they're guidance for life in general, to stay on the right course and to not lose yourself completely spiritually, not to crash completely, because people are trying to do it on their own. And obviously, I mean, yes, you can have instinctive feelings of good and stuff, but sometimes that doesn't work. You got to have a manual. It's like, you know the car, you know how to fix a car, and you know a little bit about car, or you know a lot about car, but sometimes even car mechanics use the manuals, you know, to find more details of what's missing, you know, on some piece or something. The doctors use medical reference books and trying to find what's going on sometimes. So we have to read the scriptures, follow the signs. If you do not know what synchronicities are, Google synchronicity, and maybe explanation in a textual form will not be enough to make you understand what synchronicity is, because it's kind of like, you know, recognizing things around you, things that match, that are aligned in a interesting way. So let me give you example. Yesterday I have text message from my soulmate. He says, "Amen," because we talked about that hug we had, and he said I really needed that, and I answered back. I said, what is Soul Sister for? And he replied with just "Amen." And so at the same second, at the same minute, 12:52 p.m., I received another "Amen" from my you know, magazine model that I mentioned her in a previous video. My dear friend, she texted. I talked to her about my mom, because she asked me the day before how my mom was doing, and I sent her a really nice reply about us, because she's so caring. I said, I hope we are a family and stay friends and family forever and in the hereafter. And she said, "Amen," at the same second. So that's, what are the odds of receiving 2 amens in the second? Like, there's billions of words in this language, and also so many minutes in a day. So even receiving it the same day would be strange, but at the same minute. So I looked up, because it came in 52nd minute, 12:52 p.m. from both of them. I looked it up, and it says number 52. If you look at the page called Angel Numbers, 52 represents change, positive change. After you learn something, to embrace the change, not to be afraid to change stuff for better in your life. And I completely thought that was meant for my soulmate. So I texted him back the link for the angel number 52, because I think he's looking into converting to Islam. He likes it a lot. It makes him very peaceful. It gives him a lot of introspective, and he likes to pray the way we pray, to be in the direct contact with the source, and no intermediate person. And so, but he's struggling because of, it's hard to let go of old habits and old things. But I tried to explain to him it's kind of upgrade from iPhone 6 to iPhone 7. You would be fool if you don't go for better stuff. I'm not, I don't want anybody to get offended what I'm just saying, because it resonates with him. He's very happy. He really likes it. He feels at home with us. So I just told him, don't hesitate. But of course he needs time. So he's right now going through a process of, digesting everything he went through this month, and it's not easy, I guess. So anyway, it was, for me, I thought it was an angel message, and I texted it to him. So that's what I'm saying. You follow the signs, follow the synchronicities, odd things that happen to you, like that are 1 out of a million chances to happen in one day, you know, when things just match. And follow that, and follow the scriptures, and follow your own heart, most of all. Talking about heart, this is a long video. Thank you all for watching. If you watched it all the way to the end, I applaud you for that. I love you all. And peace and salam to all of you. May peace always be with you. Talk to you next time. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.